just incredible. Two. DJ Sourmilk.
One. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hit-boy, Nas.
Yeah, you already know.
What's up?
Man, listen, it's an honor to be with you both. Hit, you know, we grew up in the same neck of the woods, man. So seeing your success, exactly, man. Seeing your success has been beautiful. And then Nas, I mean, you know, man, we grew up on your shit. You know, I'm sure you hear that all the time, bro. So it's an honor to be here with you, man.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks, man.
Of course, man. Talk to us about this moment right here. I mean, deciding to put a project out right now. You've got so many fans and people who are extremely excited about, you know, this moment here. Why now, Nas, on the release of the project?
2020 is just a year that we just don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And, you know, we're just happy to be here and thank the Most High, you know, so we never know what's going to happen. Me and Hit-boy, we started working on this project probably a little bit before COVID hit. And we was working on, I was just trying to get a beat. I just trying to get a beat and it turned to an album.
Damn, that's crazy.
It was definitely organic, man. Like nothing about it was forced the whole time, and just for it to come to this place, I'm just in awe right now. I'm just here, like, damn, this really happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so do you remember what the first beat was that you gave Nas Hit for this project?
I was just playing joints. And I had a couple of them that had some like singing hooks and stuff on them, and you know, we just built, man, literally, like, from the first joint, I just was like, it's something about the energy we got going right now. And it just kept going every session. I'm like, damn, it's damn near just getting better by the song. And I'm like, by the time we looked up, we had an album.
That's crazy, man. And Hit, I know this ain't your first time working with Nas, but I'm sure it's still mind blowing. No matter how many times you guys get in together.
So, I mean, bro, just to be able to do the whole album, and that's different. That's just as a producer, you know what I'm saying? This is a major moment, you know, just for me as a musician that's been doing this and been a fan of the game, been a fan of Nas, been a fan of just music in general, to be able to, you know, have him trust me on this level. It's just like, man, it's a big responsibility, but I feel like we captured a moment that people gonna remember
forever.
Facts. And Nas, what is it about Hit-boy that, you know, drew your attention out of all the producers, man?
I can't remember what track it was that I heard, like, I don't know, like 7 years ago. I don't know how, 5 years ago. I can't remember what it was. Well, I admired his work, and I was just trying to get a meeting. And the man was moving, and you know, we took some time to play tracks and listen to music, and that was years ago. And I never forgot it. And I always thought that if we would get in the room, good. So we worked together, but kind of like I got a beat from him, and we never really got it right, but it wound up on Lost Tapes too. So at that point, it was in the back of my head, like, I got to get back in with him. And I'm in the studio one day, and my man Big Double was like, yo, Hit said holla at him, man, for a track.
Milk, no dub.
Yeah, shout out to Double. Me and Double grew up together, man. Shout out to Double.
That's my man. Yeah. So he said, yo, what's up with Hit? You holla at him. I said, where's he at? He told me, and I said, I'll be there tomorrow. So that's what it was. It was like a long time kind of coming situation, because I'm a fan of his work. I'm a fan of everything he's doing, and it's like what he's doing is such a focus.
Yeah,
just to hear you say that, man, you know, it's just like it's an honor on the highest level, straight up.
Yeah, that's real, man.
Same here, man.
That's real. Yo, Nas, so you've obviously, you know, have seen, you know, every phase of hip hop pretty much. You know what I'm saying? What's from Illmatic to now? Part of me wants, I want to think that the Illmatic era might have been your favorite era because everything was so new for you. But at the same time, I'm sure, you know, everything being so new for you, you probably, you know what I'm saying, there's probably a lot of shit that you did wrong that you didn't understand. Do you have a favorite era, you know, from then until now that and not even musically, just, you know, understanding the game, I guess, and just having fun?
Those were great times in the world for me, just as a young teenager, when we talk about Illmatic.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way the world was. And in New York, we had our first black mayor. It was just the whole city was changing, and music was changing, and it was like I'm seeing a lot of the legends or some of the pioneers are kind of like losing interest in the game, and it was a shift. So I was a part of that shift, and I was no crack at nobody that's just a pioneer. I love my pioneers.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I saw the thing change, and in the first record kind of represented the youth at that time, the young people at the time. But that was a great time. Like you said, it was like new, and it was just, but there were eras like 96. There was eras like, you know, I miss my peers of that time, you know, that some passed on, some still here, but don't see them that much. It's just different. Every time I dropped a record, it was just probably because I would drop a record 2 years apart, and so it would be different every time I dropped a record. Like the world would be kind of different already. So it's like it's been a great few chapters. That's what I could say.
Man, and
I
actually,
that's a blessing.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's real talk.
For real.
And you spoke on, you know, on the OGs, you know, your OGs in the music industry, and I actually wanted to ask you about that, man, because I feel like a lot of those guys, you know, who came up in the 80s, they I don't know, I felt like they didn't adapt well, you know, compared to, you know, guys like you and Hove and Puff and you know, people like that, to where it's like you're still relevant now. All you guys are still relevant now. What do you think the difference was? I know you can't speak for them, but speaking for yourself, how did you adapt and adjust to the times?
Well, yeah, they paved the way, and they had a much harder time. My time was a hard time to get in. It wasn't easy, but their time was even harder. As far as major labels didn't want to sign them. Yeah. There was no real mainstream exposure at the time. They were breaking down barriers. So I don't fault none of them for not having that longevity. I look at it like they broke down the doors so we can get in. And once we got in, I think we just came with a way of thinking that we didn't like what Hov said, getting paid. Y'all gonna pay for what y'all did to the cold crust.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We charging you double this time.
Yeah.
We doubling up this time.
Yeah. So we came in with a different. We knew that the BS was out there for us. We saw what happened, and we was like, all right, we know what we're up against, and that's just on the maintenance. But on the music side, we were going in whole new different directions too. So we had so much more to offer in with our lyrical format, our music direction, the sounds changing. We put that lifestyle into the music. It wasn't like rap stars. It was like street stars. Now making rap.
Yeah.
Because it became more of a reality rap thing. You know, and NWA, you know, they was reality rap. Yeah. You know, and that made us what the NWA said, real niggas. And we thinking that, but they said real niggas, and that took off, and the whole world just started saying real nigga because they made it musically a hit to say that and had a definition. It wasn't derogatory. It was saying, I'm not having it. And we took that also and said, applied it to what we were doing in New York and opened up more. So we became reality rap dudes.
Yeah,
they were reality. Not they were reality, but we took it. I feel like.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up, you know, those vivid pictures and that reality, because that's how I always describe like growing up and coming up on your music and others like Milk mentioned and some of the other pioneers is the pictures that you painted. I had never been to New York, right? I had never been to Queens. Hearing your stories was the perfect glimpse behind the curtain for me, man. And I always say that when it comes to describing yourself and other people from, you know, the era that I was growing up, falling in love with hip hop, man.
Yeah, that's the thing that I wanted. I wanted you to be able to really feel where I was coming from, really see it coming from. So
Yeah.
love.
Of course.
That's dope.
So are we on album number 12 here? Is this album number 12?
We last night we was trying to figure it out.
It depends if we count like, the Firm album, maybe we're at 13, but I know I'm
Right.
somewhere in the right ballpark.
Or Distant Relatives, where I'm on every song and it's like an album. Me and Damian Marley, we was like,
Right.
does that count? I don't know.
Either way, it's a testament to the longevity though of the eras. And the consistency, man. Nas, dude, I mean, it goes without saying, man, to have you and Hit right here on this, this call with us is an honor today, bro.
Nah, I'm glad to be
bro, for y'all having us, man, because I know the work we put in on the project, and I know how serious we took it.
Yeah, man.
As musicians, you know what I'm saying? Like with every bar, he didn't take a bar off, like, you know what I'm saying? And I just tried to make sure I had the right musical beds to really get the message across, man. I feel like we did something that's special, man.
Yo, Hit, obviously you've worked with every big name, you know what I'm saying, in the industry. We all know your track record. But when getting in with someone like Nas, who's Nas, I mean, I don't really know how else to say it. Right. Do you how comfortable do you feel telling him to maybe switch something up, like or do you just let him do his thing?
Great
I'm
question.
glad you brought that up, because I wanted to just say, like, we just let the energy in the room lead us. Like he was humble about it, I was humble about it. It was certain beats that I was hyped on, he'd be like, no, go to the next one, and it'd be the next one that he'd end up rapping to, and I would be able to tell him, like, I feel like you should maybe say this bar like this, or what I'm saying, just certain little just pieces that just made it as non-ego driven as possible. You know what I'm saying? We just all put everything into the music, man, and that's what's beautiful. For obviously, this is somebody that is just going down. I mean, obviously he's just a legend, man, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just knew how serious I had to take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and how often do you get the chance to really be in and cook up a project like this with somebody? Like, obviously I know the $500,000 shit, which, by the way, which is incredible, by the way. If for those people that haven't heard it, go listen to that.
Let's go on that.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. So how often do you get to do that though, where you really lock in with an artist and just have your hands on the whole body of work?
I mean, I've been doing it a lot more lately. Early in my career, like, I was trying to get to this place, and it was more so like I'll do a song here, a couple songs here, and it was like just connecting my brand. I feel like this is going to be a different moment for me, because it's like, oh, damn, like, he's on multiple songs. Like, I feel like it kind of started, rest in peace to Juice WRLD. I did like 5 songs on Juice album, the Death Race for Love joint, and that was what me really like locking in, like, okay, like, and then it grew to me doing like a bunch of T Grizzly songs. Then it went to me doing a bunch of Big Sean songs, and then I got a whole album with Esco. So I just feel like my momentum is up, and just how I'm thinking about the music, I'm just in a different place, and I'm just trying to take it there.
Yeah, no, it's
we
dope,
going
man.
there. We
It's
going
dope.
there. As we, you got something else?
I was gonna say the single that you guys put out is Ultra Black, and yeah, which it's a great record.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and so now, how do you guys go about picking features for the album? You know what I'm saying? Like how does that work?
I was about to say, I was like, this man is different. Like, I mean, just his approach to the recording process, it made it a lot easier for me. I'm used to recording a certain way. It's different every time. And he was right on it. If we're having a conversation, he said, man, you might as well go and say that. You might as well go and say that. Like, right there, we're catching it fresh out there.
Exactly.
And it was like no second guessing, really. Like, it was like, these are fresh ideas, let's let them go. And to watch him, was like, if the music was one way in the beginning, and I'm thinking it's going to stay that way, I just saw layers of other parts of the song happening. And it was like, or the next day I would hear more added and stuff like that. And I'm watching him also work with several other artists. Like he's not missing a beat. Like literally. And I'm watching other artists. I'm meeting other artists through Hit. Like I met a New York artist basically through Hit. Fabio.
Oh, okay.
ASAP Ferg, my man.
Yeah.
You know, putting together things that he saw in his head that would feel right. We talk about it and say, what do you think about this? You know, this is right because of this or that. And it was just like, it was fun.
Yeah. Talk to us about the title of the album, King's Disease.
Multiple meanings.
It wouldn't be Nas if it didn't have, you know, take your mind all over the place. It wouldn't be Nas.
No, man.
The artwork is great, man. Yeah, just, you know, break down, you know, a little bit of where your mind's at with it right now.
I was just, you know, before the pandemic and all of that, it was a lot of the same things. I know a lot of people one day, like, we can be our own disease to ourselves. We could be our worst enemies. We want to be the best. We want to be considered. Comes with being a king is so much, from hate to too much wine, too much sushi, too much living that life. And people like the president, all the way up to that, you become drunk with power.
Drunk with power.
You become your own disease. You become your worst enemy if you don't watch it. And it's you think it's about all about making it in life, and actually that's just the beginning. Get in there. Once you get there, you can
different beasts.
But it's multiple meanings, and it's all throughout the record.
We're looking forward to hearing that, you know, full body of work later on tonight, man. Let's talk about what we do know from Ultra Black. You know, one line that stood out that's caught a lot of attention is, you know, we go in Ultra Black, unapologetically black, the opposite of Doja Cat. First off, I wanted to, you know, get your opinion on what, you know, being unapologetically black it means.
Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. I think I'm unapologetically
Nas
black.
Escobar.
Yeah. You know, it's someone who stands with pride, who doesn't allow anyone to discredit your race, doesn't allow anyone to put you in a position to it's like a movie called Imitation of Life. You ever seen that movie? It's an old movie, a black and white movie. And it's this it's interesting because it's like a girl passing, but that's a whole nother lane. I just really was saying a rhyme that rhymed with
You said what? Wait, you said what?
A word that rhymed with Ultra Black. I didn't even think of it. I didn't even think of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's all love. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. It was just like Michael Blackson black.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally is. Doja Cat's the opposite of Michael Blackson. I mean, that's how I look at it.
Interesting.
It's nothing. It's bars. It's lines, man. We play with words, man.
I knew that you was having fun with that line. I was a little like, I didn't want that to be a standout line. Like, there's so much greatness and excitement around this moment.
A lot of lines,
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many lines.
Fun. The song is fun. It's about having a good time.
These are gifts, man. These are gifts from you and Hit.
Real quick, looking over the track list, you know, you have some artists on here that obviously have had a lot of commercial success, you know, along with yourself, obviously. I remember, you know, back in like the mid 90s, the first time I remember, maybe it was just my group of friends, you know what I'm saying? I was still young, but maybe it was my group of friends. The first time I remember, you know, people being upset over a collaboration was probably like KRS and Puff, you know, and people were like, oh, like he's a sellout, you know what I'm saying? Like why is Chris doing this? You know, and I feel like in today's age, it's almost like people don't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like even artists like Kendrick, you know, will go and collab with I don't know, whoever. Let's say Doja Cat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Not that he has, but I'm just saying. And you know, I feel like you're one of those artists who helped bridge the gap between because you know you were like hip hop's pride and joy. You know what I'm saying? Like so when you started, you know, when you did you know, your record with Puff or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it started becoming more acceptable to where it is now, and seeing the track list, you know, you have a lot of features. I'm sure some of these people didn't expect. What's your mind state going into these collabs?
That's what was the great thing about working with Hit, is because Hit's music is everywhere. It's not one thing. It's like he just wants to work with, put that chemistry together. And Hit saw the chemistry. He knew I was in the dirt, or I don't know if you knew I was in the dirt, Hit, but
for sure I did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you know, putting the pieces together in the right way was everything. So I think it doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. You know, we here to make music, and we're here for that purpose. Yeah. And I think
quality is quality for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, no matter what two artists collaborate or what it is, it's like if the song is quality, people gonna rock with it.
Exactly.
And things evolve. You know, you go back to when KRS was working with Puff. I remember that time. And again, those artists, they had it a lot harder.
Yeah.
They had it a lot harder. And we saw coming through, and we saw, we got to keep pushing this thing because it's growing and it's getting bigger, and radio is getting bigger, and MTV is playing rap and this and that. It has to continue to be big, and don't let anyone else control the narrative. Let's collaborate with whoever we want to collaborate, and you're not going to lose your soul because you're
right. Yeah.
It's okay.
No, I'm glad you said that, man. I'm glad you said that because, you know, honestly, like early on, you know, back in my early hip hop years, I used to be like that. I had that mentality, like, nah, fuck that. These people are selling out, man. Like we got to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I started working at a radio station, and I was like, well, how fucking real am I keeping? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on, let's be honest with ourselves. But staying on this collab topic, I see a lot of talk, a lot of excitement around the Firm record. Talk to us about that.
Yo, well, and I knew AZ was working, who I'm in touch with, and Hit was like, yo, we need AZ on the album. At this time, I'm like, I'm not ready for features. I'm still trying to get songs done. I hear them and I'm knowing this, but I'm like, in this Hit, like, we got to get AZ. I'm surprised that he's even saying A's name, you know what I'm saying? Because the West Coast,
I brought it up a couple times.
Yeah. He brought it up a couple times, and he's younger than us.
Yeah.
And on the West, I'm not saying that means that much, but I'm just saying, like, a younger guy on the other side, and I was like, hold on, that just means we're all together. So let's get A. Called A. A got busy. And then my man G Code was like, what's up with Cormega and Foxy Brown?
Wow. Put it together.
I remember that call.
I remember that call.
I said, yo, let's get it. So we you know, I haven't spoken to Foxy Brown and Mega in years. So, you know, we made the phone call. It was beautiful, and they toured.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Thank
you, Foxy, Mega, and AZ. Love.
What a moment. What a moment, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess on behalf of hip hop and hip hop fans everywhere, I would just, now that we have you here, I just want to tell you both thank you guys, because I know this is something that a lot of people, you know, have been wanting for years, man. Another Firm joint. Like, people have been waiting for that, man.
Nah, for real. I mean, and just to be a producer, and a West Coast producer in particular, and Dre produced a lot of the music, you know, so for me to do the next chapter and whatever they got, you know what I'm saying, coming, it's beautiful.
Man, it's crazy.
Beautiful.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Nas, do you have, I feel like you have a lot of projects that went under, not a lot, but obviously I feel like everybody's top pick is always like Illmatic is considered to be one of the best hip hop albums ever. You know, that's always in the conversation. As a flawless body of work. But an album that is one of my favorite albums, not just favorite, you know, one of my favorite Nas albums, but just one of my favorite bodies of work is Life is Good. Do you have an album that you think was just criminally slept on and you're like, yo, why didn't more people pay attention to this shit, man?
I think Life is Good.
Yeah.
Life is. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that got slept on.
Wait, I mean, and what do you think it is though? What do you? I don't. That's what blows my mind. Is like I'm just like, yo, how did more people not know about this album, or whether they knew about it and just didn't fully sit with it, or what? Like, what do you think it was about that time and that body of work that I guess made people miss it?
Yo, you never know. You never know. You can never really predict what's going to happen. You might have a clue like, oh, this record is going to be powerful, or this record is going to be good, it's going to be a hit. But you never really, really know, because you always can get surprised how people respond. I wasn't really mad at the way it was received. I just hear people say it was slept on a lot.
Yeah.
So I started to think about that, and I'm like, just people weren't in the mood for that. They just didn't want to get all the way involved with that. But I think if they take a listen again, you can hear some good joints. I had Daughters that was nominated.
Great record.
Crazy.
Thank you, man. Like, I had some things on there, so I think it's a good album.
Yeah, I mean, even like, bro, from the intro, like the intro's incredible. Justice League on the intro.
Yeah. Bye Baby is one of my favorite.
Yo,
records.
Bye Baby
Fire.
is fucking incredible. You got the Cherry Wine joint with Amy Winehouse, rest in peace. You got Large Pro on there. Track 2. It's just an incredible body of work. So for those of you guys watching this right now that haven't really given that album a chance, please do yourself a favor, and you're welcome in advance, because that shit is incredible, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and real quick, I know we're I was speaking on slept on. What's been the, not even album, but what, and this goes for both of you guys, what's been something that you guys have been involved with that just surprised the fuck out of you? You're like, oh shit, like this shit's really going.
Man, anything I do, man, because I just make music from the heart. So if it pop off, I'm like, because my payoff, honestly, bro, be leaving the studio, getting in my car, turning the song on. If people like it from there, okay, cool. And if we win, get platinum plaques, trophies, whatever, that's cool. But as long as I'm making something I can ride to, and I'm like, this shit hard, like everything else is a bonus.
Yeah. Nah, I feel it, man. When you do things out of love, it makes it that much better when they pan out.
Straight up.
Right.
If Nas, if you were here, we'd have a stack of CDs right here, probably for you to autograph. And you heard earlier in the other room, everyone going crazy when you and Hit tapped in. We do that with artists who have catalogs such as yourself. Can you rank like top 3, top 5? It's probably so hard to do because they're all your babies, but that's an ongoing conversation we have amongst ourselves. Could you put, a top 5 album review on the table from Esco?
All right, it's hard. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, it's just different. It was written. That one is that's strong, I think.
Wait, what'd you say? We missed that part.
You said it was written?
Yes, sir. It was written. I think that was strong.
Very.
Stillmatic, Godson.
Life is good.
Where we broke up.
I can't rate them, but those are the ones that came to mind.
Yo, and speaking of Godson, real quick, I just want to big up Ninth Wonder for the God Stepson remix album that he did.
So
that was
good.
fucking incredible too, man.
Right.
Incredible.
Crazy.
Yo, and now we were actually just watching before we got on this interview. We were watching a clip of DJ Cassidy and MC Search speaking on a party that Cassidy did, and you and Hove were there, and you guys were like rapping each other's verses and shit like that. Do you
recall this story?
Yeah. Do you remember this happening and how it happened?
It was like a Def Jam retreat, he said.
A casino at the Foxwood Casino.
Where's that at? Is that
That's Connecticut.
Connecticut?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So he's DJing the party and he's going back and forth. Your records, Hove records. Your records, Hove records. And then what do you recall from that moment? Because this is an intriguing story.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We didn't know that was going to happen. And just excited to see us in the room.
Yeah.
And we felt at the time a Def Jam retreat. Yeah, it went down. It went down. It was fun. It was fun. And at that point, you think about it like you just a rap fan doing doing what we do. Doesn't have anything to do with anything, any labels, any money, any this or any that. It was just everybody that was there. I think felt the same way.
And you're rapping songs of his, and he's doing that of yours, and this is a fucking monumental moment.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Do you remember either what song you rapped of his or that he rapped of yours? Do you remember that?
That I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a while ago, man.
Shout
it was a
out
while
to
ago.
Cassidy. Shout out to Search, man. That's I've been in those positions before as a DJ, and you got to make a choice at that moment. Yeah. And he made a great call, right, Nas? He made a great call, man.
Yeah, that's what being a DJ is about.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Trusting your gut, right?
Exactly.
Yo, Nas, when you make a track like Rewind, what is going through your mind? Like, how difficult is it to do? That, to me, just seems like one of the hardest pictures to paint.
One of the easiest records I ever wrote. I couldn't figure out what type of song to make. I was in the studio. I was in the studio at Lost Professor, and I couldn't come up with nothing that day. So I was mad at myself. So I just wrote a rhyme and we wound up keeping it.
Wow.
And I did the same thing with
Bridging
it was different with I Gave You Power. It was different.
Was it Bridging the Gap?
A little bit. Nah, I was thinking about I Gave You Power. But
that's the other one. That's the other one you did,
Rewind came fast because I was just like I couldn't think of nothing. I couldn't think of a dope song to write.
How ironic is that?
Yeah.
Right.
That's like a profound thought.
That shit is crazy, man.
Is that how the conversations with y'all went in the studio, kind of just bouncing things off each other, and then, sometimes the greatest moments come from, almost not having a plan, right?
Being in the moment, like you said earlier, just, he would be just mumbling a couple words, and I'm like, no, that's fire, lay that down, and we just built off that.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah. That's so dope to hear, man.
We're looking forward to this brand new album, King's Disease.
King's Disease, man. Come on.
Yo, this is it. We are a few hours away. Nas, where do you feel hip hop's at right now? How do you feel about it?
So many opportunities to become the real biggest thing in the world. On the stage, music wise. You have so many people entering the game every day, and some of them have to pay attention to what they're getting into, so they want to be different than anybody else. So that as new ideas come in, it's stuff that sounds simple, but there's just way that simple things are done that is genius in its own right by a lot of these guys. And there's a lot of new talent. They got something to say. They know what they're up against. They know they want to make an impact. So I think we're gonna always be surprised by hip hop outlasting rock and roll. No diss to rock and roll, love rock.
Of course.
Hip hop outlasting all. No, I don't want to take shots at everybody else, but we will keep winning because it's always something new. There's always something different. There's always something that comes from the back streets of whatever with the new dance and the new this and the new. It's always changing. It's always evolving. It's always reminding us that hip hop is number one. So I feel like it's I'm optimistic about the future of it. I'm seeing a lot of people getting their stuff off now. I'm seeing lot of lyricists coming up. I'm seeing a lot of gangster rap, which if you want to call it that. I'm hearing a lot of female artists that's killing and blazing the game.
Yes.
Again, shout out to Foxy Brown.
Yes.
So it's cool. I'm not mad at all.
That's dope,
Beautiful
man.
thing,
What
man.
about you,
I don't
Hits?
think I am.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Hits? Same question for you, man.
Man, I just try to stay in the mix. I'm listening to everything, like, you know, the newest whatever, you know what I'm saying, to the most musical piece of work, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just try to take something and draw inspiration from whatever. Like, I love where everything's at.
Yo, and being a producer, Hit, for you, you know, I'm sure you listen to all types of shit, man. Like you just said, you draw inspiration from everywhere. Growing up, you know, do you get looked at weird if you're listening to some you know, I don't know, fucking classical music or something? Like do people look at you like, yo, what the fuck are you listening to, bro?
See, like, on like being on like my mom's side, they had like the soul and the R&B, Aretha Franklin, Mary J. Blige, all of that. And then when I would go to my grandmother's house on my dad's side, she would play the classical. She would play Nat King Cole and all that type of stuff. So it was a great blend. And then also my uncle was in a group, you know what I'm saying? So I got to see the whole lifestyle, be in the studio, hear everything going on early. And I just fell in love with the whole thing. So, just, you know, I'm just a music fan in general.
Yeah. That's dope, man. That's dope, man. Well, yo, we're excited about the album. Can't say that enough. You know, it drops tonight. I guess by the time this interview is out, it'll be out already.
Yes.
So make sure you guys go run them fucking numbers up, man. This is something that hip hop needs right now, especially with the current climate of the world, man. Especially in the United States. You know, everything going on. So respect to both of you gentlemen.
The album was named King's Disease before the pandemic as well. I just want to put that out there.
Okay.
Concept. It's not like ripped off something. We just like we was already in that mode of just trying to express it the proper way.
Man, that means it was meant to be, man. It was meant to be. This whole shit, man, it was meant to happen.
I see a lot of kings in the game, and I'm just like, yo, I may have been there before you. I may have been this way before you. I'm just throwing out warnings, like, be careful, put your best foot forward, stay focused, because for every king, there's something that's coming to try to dethrone you.
For sure,
So
for sure.
stay on point.
Yo, Hit, keep making these amazing records, man. Both producing and rapping. Watching, having a front row seat to your growth is a complete honor, brother. It's always great catching up with you.
Man, y'all family. Day one, man. You already know.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And Nas, we love speaking with you. We love, you know, hearing the music and talking about the stories. We thank you for your time. It's crazy because we talked about top 5 albums, and when we talk about top MCs, there's a few numbers that are interchangeable. Nas is not interchangeable in one's conversation.
Yeah, that's always got to be in there.
Everybody's conversation has Nas cemented in there, and then some other ones you can move around some pieces, right? It's like a basketball team. But there's ones that are cemented in, man, and that's you. And yeah, man, on behalf of Sourmilk and Power 106, bro, thank you, man, from the bottom of our heart, man. Thank you for all of everything you've done for hip hop and our whole life, man.
100.
Salute, legends. Salute. I'm happy to be on the show with you guys. I'm a fan too, so love.
Thank you. Yo, and real quick, before we get out of here, I just want to tell you that you came up here, what was it, 2008, 2007? I don't remember. We were both, you know, pretty new at the station, working behind the scenes. You know, we weren't on the radio yet, and don't get mad at us, we used your drops and turned them into a mixtape, and we pretended we had a mixtape with Nas, and that was actually our first LA Leakers mixtape ever. Yeah. The first LA Leakers tape we ever did was with Nas, but you didn't even know that you did it with us. So I just want to say thank you for jumpstarting our career.
Wow.
So you actually have 15 albums.
I'm honored. Hey, there we have it.
Yeah.
We have it, man.
So thank you, bro.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate
thank you, man.
That, man.
And yeah, yo, love to you both, man. Thank you guys. Congrats on the album. And yeah, man, we're excited to see what it does, man.
All right, love.